my channel. I'm so excited to be doing this review for you today because it is on the Cicero Essentials makeup brush set. It looks like this. You get 12 brushes in total. FYI, the brushes are dirty because I use them, because in order for me to do a full review, I have to use the brushes, right? And then also this brush right here, I will talk about a little bit later. I do have a close-up of the brush, but it seems to be lost in a pile of dirty brushes and I can't seem to find it at this moment in time. But that's okay, because again, I can still show you the brush on camera, no worries. The set comes in this really nice blue travel case, and I love makeup brushes that come in travel cases because I travel, you know, a good amount of time, and I like it when I can just package my brushes inside of one container and I don't have to put them in like a bag or like a makeup bag or anything like that. Having them in a travel set works great. Another cool thing about this one is, and I just discovered this today, but like when you open it, did you hear that pop? Like, do you hear that? So it pops and then it just stays open. Like now it won't close. Like, you see what I mean? But then when you pop it back, it gets like flexible again and then you can close it up. Which I think is really cool because, you know, what if you just want the brushes to stay completely still? You can even stand it up against something so that it stays just like that. Makes it really convenient. In the set you get 4 face brushes and 8 eye brushes, and I'm going to go through all of them one by one, but first a little bit more about the details of the brush. So this is what the brush looks like. It doesn't have a super long handle. The ferrule is just silver metal, and then you get a blue handle here. The bristles themselves are very, very soft, and they're all synthetic, which is great for people who, you know, are cruelty-free, don't really like to use animal hair brushes. I also like synthetic brushes because you can use them with cream products without ruining the brushes so much, if that makes sense. If you have animal hair bristle brushes, when you use them with cream or liquid products, sometimes it can ruin the brush, depending. I just find that synthetic brushes last longer for me. I feel like I'm spitting all over the place. But synthetic brushes last longer for me. So I prefer synthetic bristle brushes. Again, they're cruelty-free and all that good stuff, so if that is something that is up your alley, then you're gonna like this brush set. And so now I will go through all of the brushes one by one, and I will tell you the best use that I have found for them. So the first one is the E01, and it looks like this, and obviously this is just a face brush, right? My favorite way to use this, because it's a fluffy type of face brush, is to just use it with loose powders. I find that using it with my Sencha Buttercup or, you know, Ben Nye Banana, any sort of loose setting powder works really great, especially if you want to sort of bake underneath your eyes, like when you're setting your concealer and you just want to press right there. So that's the way that I use this one. I've been using loose powders a lot lately, especially, so this brush has been getting daily use from me, and I really love it because it's just so soft. And you know, once I press it underneath my eyes, I let it sit for a few minutes, and then I can use the same brush to just wipe away any excess powder. So that is the E01. The E02 is a flat top brush. When I first got this, I was like, it's kind of long for a flat top. Like, it's not like a flat top kabuki. So to buff in like a liquid foundation, it's just a little too flimsy for the, ooh, that was powder. Do you see that? It's just a little too flimsy for that. So the best use that I found for this, honestly, is blush. And it doesn't seem like it would be a blush brush, but because of the flimsiness, you pick up just enough product and then just tap it onto your cheek, and just the size of it, if you can see that, it works perfectly for my size head, my size face. I can get it right on the apples of my cheeks right here. And really, it does a good job of blending in the blush as well. So that's what I like it for. I've also tried using it with a cream type of blush, and it works, but I find that because, again, it's very flimsy, it's hard to sort of buff in any cream product. But the best use for me is using it for powder blushes. The E03 is an angled brush, and I like this brush a lot as an angled brush because most angled brushes that I have in my collection are very fluffy, meaning that, I mean, I can apply product, you know, into, if I'm contouring, I can apply the product, but sometimes I want like a really, you know, like crisp line, and then I want to blend that line out. And if you have a fluffy brush, it sort of blows out that color a little bit too much for my face shape. So this works perfectly because it's like a thin angled brush, like it's not like, you know, super duper fluffy. So really getting right in to that line, it's so perfect. And then because of the synthetic bristles and the fact that they're so soft, I really can just go in and like blend out any harshness so that, you know, it makes the contouring look a little bit more natural, if that can happen. And then the last face brush is just a typical foundation brush. And because it's a foundation brush, like this one tends to get washed a little bit more often because I don't like to use a foundation brush and then use it again the next day when it's dirty, you know what I mean? But it works perfectly for foundation. I find that the bristles are really soft. It's not streaky when I apply it on, and I think it's because even though the bristles are shaped in the form of a foundation brush, it's still a little bit fluffy. So I find that blending out my foundation works really well. I also like it for detailed work underneath my eye with concealer, and then also to chisel out, you know, any winged liner that I'm using. It works well for that. Now on to the eye brushes, and you get 8 eye brushes, just like I said. The first one is the EO5, and it is just a basic eyeshadow brush. Synthetic, super soft. This one sort of can go with any eye shape, any eye size. It's just a great, you know, basic eyeshadow brush. The next one is a fluffier and larger eyeshadow brush. It is the EO6. Here is the difference between the EO5 and the EO6, if you can see that. Obviously the EO6 is a lot longer in bristle and it's slightly fluffier. This is the closest that you're gonna get to having some sort of fluffy blending brush. So that's my one qualm about this brush set, is that it doesn't include a very fluffy blending brush, and I'm gonna show you what I mean in a second. The blending brush that I think they have in the kit is the EO7, and if you can see how small that is, I mean, it obviously looks like a blending brush, it acts like a blending brush, but it's not, you know, that kind of fluffy MAC 224 kind of blending brush that's gonna blow out any color as a like if you're using a color for transition, or you really want to do like some really blendy looks. It's sort of very dense. It's great for picking up really deep shades, popping them on the outer crease, and then blending it inwards. However, this is not a good brush to use if you want to, you know, apply a color in your crease and use it as a transition shade. Like, this is not going to work for that. The closest one that will work for that is the EO6, but even that is not super great at doing that. So I wish that they would have done away with one of the eye brushes. What I would have appreciated, I think, is instead of having so many like eyeshadow type brushes, is to include more blending brushes. I find that blending brushes I need more of than like flat shader type brushes, if that makes any sense. Okay, so the next one is another eyeshadow shader brush, but different from the other two. So this is the EO8, and as you can see, again, it's another just flat like eyeshadow brush, picks up the shades and then applies it. But this one is actually, of all of the, you know, flat shader brushes, this one is actually my favorite. I find that this one works the best for cream products. It's slightly denser, it's not as fluffy, it's not gonna do any blending out or anything like that, but it does pick up cream products really well. It also foils eyeshadow really well, so I like this one. This is probably my favorite. The next brush is an EO9, and this is a detailing pencil brush. Probably my favorite pencil brush of all time. Like, it's the best pencil brush I own, and I own several. Like, I own one from MAC, Crown Brush, you know, Mica Beauty. I own a ton of different pencil brushes, and this one is my absolute favorite because of the size. It is the absolute perfect size to blend underneath my eye when I'm doing like a smoky look, or even with just my eyeliner and setting it with black shadow. This is so precise, so small, it gets right there. It's the perfect one. I love it. And then the next brush is the one that I lost, but it's also an eyeshadow brush, and it's an angled sort of blending type brush. Haven't really gotten a ton of use out of it. I find that that one works best when I'm doing like some sort of cut crease look, just because the angle works really well in my crease. Using it to blend out the line to create a cut crease works well for me, but it also can work well underneath the brow. I've used it for that when applying like concealer to clean up my brow area, but I haven't used it too much in that regard because of this amazing little guy here. It's so cute and so great, like, and it's super thin for my brows because I have very thin brows. This is like perfect. I love it. I need like 5 of them. I need one, you know, to use when I'm actually doing my brows. I need another one for when I'm like cleaning up my brows, and it's so thin and so precise that I can actually use it for eyeliner, like winged out eyeliner, which I can't use with a lot of my angled brushes because they're just too big or there's too much, like there's too many bristles, but this one is so thin. I love it. but it comes with an eyeliner brush too. So if you don't want to use that for eyeliner and you solely want to use it for your brows, that's great because of this eye lining brush. This one actually reminds me of the Sigma, I think it's the EO5. I think that's their eyeliner brush, like their bigger eyeliner brush. That's what it looks like to me. It works great for winged liner, but not if you're doing like a super duper thin line. Just if you're, you know, wanting to create a cat eye. I just find that bigger brushes work faster. Like I can use this with a cream liner a lot faster because I can fill in a lot quicker. But if I'm doing like a really like super thin line, it's not the best for that. So those are all of the brushes in the Cicero Essentials makeup brush set. Oh, so the other cool thing about this travel case is I like it when, you know, I can sort of put two brushes in one little dude. Like, does that make sense? Because then if I do need an extra fluffy brush, you know, I could just stick another fluffy brush in there. So, you know, you can combine some of these and that allows for you to, you know, add in some extra brushes if you're traveling and you still end up with only one makeup brush to go set. $59.95 is the price of the brush set, and I do have a discount code for you below, so make sure you check out the description box. But even at full price, like, this is a fantastic deal, and you get free shipping off of any order over $35 from their website. But the quality of these brushes are great. I love the way that they apply product. You can do your entire face with one set of brushes, and that's always what I look for when I try to, you know, get makeup brush sets or recommend makeup brush sets is, can you do an entire face, you know, by itself? And the answer is yes. So I highly recommend these brushes. I've been using them for several weeks. I even used them in my last Get Ready With Me video, so if you want to see how they apply makeup, you can take a look at that. I link that in the description box below as well. Let me know if you guys have tried Cicero Beauty brushes. This is my first time trying any of their products, and I have fallen in love. I know you guys will too, so just make sure you go to their website, check out some other products that they have, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.